In this series, I'm starting over as a broke level 1 player with the goal of becoming a GTA Online veteran. But in order to do so, I'll have to complete every objective on this list while having a limit of 2 hours a day to play. So with that being said, welcome back to another episode of Rags to Riches 2-hour edition. In this episode today, I'm going to be buying one of the best businesses in the game, and it's going to cost me roughly $9 million. And that of course is a nightclub. Now there are quite a few that we could choose from, but of course I do believe going with one of the two at the top of the city is the best, and in this case I'm going to go with the downtown Vinewood nightclub. So the light rig does not matter, club name doesn't really matter either. Storage is going to be very important. I'm not going to worry about vehicle storage for now, but extra floors for the storage facility is very crucial, but I will do that later because I will tie that in to how we're going to make money with the business. As for dancers, we don't need them. Dry ice, we don't need that either, and we are going to buy the business for 1.67 million. Now the reason why I'm buying the business is because there are multiple ways to make money with it in the background while we play the game or while we go AFK. It is the top 2 passive income business in the game, so that is why we are getting into it today. 1.67 million. There you go. Let's now head over to it, set it up, and then get into the money making process. Okay, we've arrived at the business. We're going to head inside. There's going to be about a 4 to 5 minute cutscene, and then I'll show you exactly how to get things started with the business. Okay, so the cutscene is over. Now we're here in our office. We're going to access the computer here, and we're going to set the nightclub up. So we have 2 setup missions to do. We have to get the equipment in order to run the nightclub, and we have to get the staff, which is essentially the DJ and everything else. So we're going to get the equipment first. It's a very simple mission. Both of these are very easy, but they do take a decent amount of time. So for the equipment setup, all we have to do is head over to a festival here at the north part of the map, grab a big bus essentially that has equipment on it, drive it back, and that is it. Okay, we've arrived here at the festival. We're going to hop into the school bus, I guess, essentially. And there you go. We've now delivered the equipment back to the nightclub. And now let's set up the staff. So for this mission, all we have to do is go over and collect each member of staff from all these different locations. It doesn't take, or it's not too difficult, but it does take a decent amount of time. All right, we have our warehouse technician here. We have our head bouncer here. And finally, we have our bartender here. And we are back here at the nightclub, and that is the second setup mission done. Now we do have a few other things to do, but at this point here I can now explain to you how to make money with the business. Never mind, instead I'm gonna have to get the DJ first, and then we can talk about making money. But the DJ will be a part of making money with the nightclub. So when we finally get here to the Los Santos airport, Solomon is already going to be on the plane there, but eventually it will crash up here at the north part of the map. So I'm just going to start driving there and figure out where he crashes. I can't remember the exact area, but hopefully I'm close enough. Now, as I'm driving here, I completely forgot. I should mention how I made the $9 million. Over the past like 4 or 5 days, I did a handful of Cayo Perico heists. I also did an acid lab cell mission. I also did a couple bunker cell missions. And finally, I believe it was time trials and whatnot. So that is how in total I made around $9 million. It took quite a few days, but we got there eventually. All right, so we've arrived here at the Sandy Shores airfield. This is where the plane landed. A bit of a crash, but we finally got to him. There is Solomon. He is going to be our first DJ for our nightclub. Okay, so everything is set up and we're now here at our office computer. And this is where we're going to set everything up in order to make the most amount of money possible. So if we head over to nightclub management, you can see here, we have a popularity bar. Depending on how full our popularity bar is, we're going to have a set amount of money deposited into our nightclub wall safe every in-game day or 48 minutes. So in this case, every 48 minutes, we're going to have $50,000 deposited. And that will happen just so long as we have our popularity bar full. Now, there are a handful of ways to increase your nightclub popularity in order to make sure it stays maxed out. You could do these promotion club missions, which are very simple, but they take a decent amount of time, so I wouldn't bother doing it. The other way is to book new DJs. As you can see here, because we just have our first DJ, we will have to book the other 3 for the first time, which will cost $100,000. But when we do so, it will completely fill up our nightclub popularity bar. But in the beginning, we're going to have to book them for the first time and do a mission that comes along with it. So those are 2 ways to increase your nightclub popularity. The third way is to toss out disturbances or handle VIPs in the nightclub. Now we have an example over here. It's going to be a blue person. If it's a blue person, it's going to be a VIP that you have to take back to their hotel or home or whatever it may be. Those missions aren't as good. Instead, you're going to want to look for the missions with a little blue dot on your minimap. Those are disturbances. When you toss them out, you'll get some VIP, you'll get some money rather, and some popularity. So those are the main ways to increase or maintain your nightclub popularity. It will slowly go down over time, but that is a great way to make money, $50,000 every single 48 minutes. The other way is through the warehouse, and this is arguably going to be the best way to make money with a business. And what we're doing is we're essentially hiring technicians and assigning them to source a certain type of product. Now it works similar to how we would source crates for our CEO cargo crate warehouse, where we did source missions. We went out, picked up crates, brought them back, and then was able to sell them for a profit. Except in this case, we have technicians doing those source missions for us. So just so long as we hire a technician and assign them to a certain type of good, they will go out, source that product for us, and then in the future, we could sell that product for a profit. And essentially, the only work we're doing is selling the goods at the very end. The rest of it is passive and happens in the background. Now, there are 5 technicians in total that we could hire, with each of them costing a decent amount of money to get. We will buy all 5 of them today, or all 4, we get 1 for free. But there are, as you can see, 7 different products that you could assign them to source. And these have a caveat that comes with it. Plus, there are 5 that are the best to hire your technicians and assign them to. So luckily, we already have 2 of the best unlocked. We have cargo and shipments, which requires you to have a CEO cargo crate warehouse. And we have sporting goods, which requires you to own a bunker. So right away, I'm going to hire this technician and assign them to cargo and shipments. Perfect. So now that I've done that, he's now going to go out and source us cargo and shipments product in the background. I'm now going to hire another technician and assign him to sporting goods. And now he's going to go out and source us sporting goods products. Now, as for the other 3 best products, we're going to have to purchase other businesses in the game in order to unlock them here. So the next thing we're going to do is South American imports, which is going to require us to have a Coke lockup, which is one of the MC businesses. Now, in order to purchase MC businesses, we do first have to have a MC clubhouse. So I'm going to go with the one that is in the city. Maybe I go with this one here. No, that's more expensive. We will go with the one that's right next to our nightclub, 472,000. There you go. Okay, here we are at our Vinewood clubhouse. As you can see, pretty dirty, pretty nasty, but in here, we're going to be able to access the MC Clubhouse computer. Now, on this computer, we're going to be able to buy every single MC business there is in the entire game. As you can see, all of them are here, but there are only 3 that we want to buy. So as I said, for the nightclub, the first one we're going to want to buy is a Coke lockup. All you have to do is go for the cheapest one. I don't think there's a point in buying the most expensive one, so there you go. That is the first business. The other business we'll have to buy for the nightclub is a meth lockup, or a meth lab rather. We're going to go with the cheapest one again, 910,000. And then the final one we need to get is a counterfeit cash factory. So we're going to go with the cheapest one there. Good. Now we will have to set up all 3 of these businesses, but these 3 are required in order to get everything going with the nightclub. Now the setup missions for each are really easy, so I'm going to skip through them, but luckily we do have all of them located in the same area, so it should not take too long. So here we are at our Coke lockup. We are going to set it up as we will with the other 2, but I do want to quickly say that the MC businesses run similar to the acid lab. You buy supplies. Over time, those supplies get turned into product, which you could later on sell for a profit. But they aren't as profitable as something like the acid lab or even the bunker, really. So they aren't the best businesses, but we will go over them in a later episode. I just need to have bought them and have them set up in order to use them properly for the nightclub. And this here is the end of the setup mission for the Coke lockup. I do also want to answer another question that I oftentimes get, is do we need the equipment and staff upgrade for these MC businesses in order to make more money with the nightclub? No, you do not. You just have to have the business set up. The supplies and the product in the MC businesses themselves is completely separate from the nightclub warehouse. So for each of the businesses that you assign a technician to, all you have to do is own that business and have it set up. So that is 1 of 3 done. Let's now do the other 2. And there you go. There is the equipment setup done for the meth lab. And here we are. That is the setup mission for the counterfeit cash factory complete. Now we can head back over to the nightclub and get everything sorted out there. Okay, so we are now back at the nightclub computer. And if we head over to warehouse management, you could see that South American imports, pharmaceutical research, and cash creation have all been unlocked. So I'm going to hire another technician for just under 200 grand, assign him to South American imports, Our fourth technician, assign him to pharmaceutical research. And our fifth technician here, they only cost a few $100,000 each, which isn't bad. Assign him to cash creation. So now we have all 5 technicians assigned to these 5 products. They will source us these products in the background just so long as we're in an online session. But in order to maximize the amount of money we make with it, we do have to go over here to upgrades and buy the equipment upgrade for just under 1.5 million. And now with the equipment upgrade, we are going to generate $50,000 worth of stock in the nightclub every single real life hour, which is insane. So combining the nightclub wall safe and the nightclub warehouse, we're going to start making $100,000 in almost entirely passive income every single hour going forward, which is huge, especially considering we only have 2 hours a day to play, and considering we only have 10 hours of AFK time a week in order to make money. So this is going to be a huge help. But now that we have that side of the business taken care of, we now actually have to go over here, back over to our nightclub, and head over to storage. And I said earlier, we'll have to pick some up. Storage, we're going to have to get a full 5-level facility. And the reason why, actually we can't. I'm too broke. We're going to have to go 4 levels. And the reason why is the storage that we're buying here is what stores all of the products that our technicians are going to source for us. So if we want them to source the max amount of product and we want to build up the max amount of product possible, we do have to buy storage space. Now, I think the most you could get or hold up in your nightclub is something like $2.5 million worth of product. I usually sell after $1 million, but of course, that does take 20 hours to accumulate. So we won't be doing that for quite some time. But I'm glad that I was fully able to set up the nightclub here in this episode. We still have 35 minutes to go though. And in order to get that last level of the nightclub, I'm actually going to go do the weekly time trials, which I don't know where they are. They're somewhere here. I'm going to do the HSW time trial and the regular time trial. And then if we have the time, I want to get in one auto shop contract that we haven't done yet, that the vigilante that we bought in the last episode will really come in handy for. Actually, thinking about it now, instead of spending the money on the extra storage space, because I likely will never get the storage space to the level of 2.5 million, I'm instead going to upgrade our cell vehicle for the nightclub. And I'll run you through what we need to do for the cell missions and why upgrading your cell vehicle is so important for the nightclub specifically. So yeah, let's go do the time trial, which might be a bit scuffed with all this rain, and then get over and upgrade our cell vehicle. All right, we're here at the HSW time trial. If you guys don't know, the easiest way to complete time trials is to start it up, find where there you go, the endpoint is, set an actual waypoint for it, and double check that the route that you're taking or the route that it shows you to take is the right direction to go. So as you can see here, we could go to the right, but instead I'm actually just going to go from here, hop right onto the highway, which should be faster, and follow the highway all the way down until we get to our final destination. So we have just over 2.5 minutes to do it. All I have to do is hold down on triangle or whatever that would be on your console if you're not on PS5 to restart it. There you go. And now I'm going to start up the time trial. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to cut across. Hopefully I don't get hit by the train. Perfect. Hopefully I don't run into any rocks like I did on the way here. Good. And easy as you like. This is going to be a lot faster of a route than going the other direction. Okay, we're just about to do it. I'm going to cut through here. I believe I'm going in the right direction. Yes, I am. Okay. We got to make a beeline for it. We have about 30 seconds left. Hopefully we could get there in time. It's going to be just around the building here. This is where another location of the nightclub is, but it's going to be right around the corner. And good. Easy, we got that with like 20 seconds to spare. And as you can see in the bottom left hand corner, we just got our first batch, that doesn't make sense, our first $50,000 through the nightclub wall safe that we set up today. So there you go. While we're playing the game, while we're doing our everyday tasks, we are now making money. I'm now going to head over to the regular time trial, do that as well, and then we'll get back and upgrade the nightclub vehicles. And we got that one as well, $101,000. Very good. Okay, I was on a high, now I'm on a low. Okay, so we're back here at the nightclub, and I'm going to go downstairs to basement level 1. This is where we're going to be able to upgrade our cell vehicle. So we're given the first one right off the bat. There are 3 different cell vehicles that you could get. and they're each used for a certain level of stock in the nightclub. But because I'm only ever really going to be selling the nightclub stock at about $500,000, maybe a million max, I'm only going to use, for the most part, the first sell vehicle, which is, like I said, given to us for free. Okay, so here we are at, I believe this is a Pounder Custom, if I remember correctly. Let's see the name. Speedo Custom. Never mind, got it wrong. So now we're here at the workshop, and the reason why upgrading this vehicle is so important is because we're going to be doing the sell missions in public lobbies, usually with 25 or more people, in order to get the 50% public lobby bonus or high demand bonus. So we want to maximize our money on each sale, and because of that, we're going to do it in lobbies with other people where we may get griefed. So it really is smart to add as much protection to this van as possible. So we're going to go with the armor plating, or the heavy armor plating. We get a little bit of a phantom wedge there at the front as well. We're going to increase the brakes, increase the engine for sure. Now the weapons won't really help us. The proximity mine isn't going to help us. The weapons won't help us here either because we don't have anybody really helping us out here, so we're not going to bother with that. The only other thing is tires are, okay, they're already bulletproof, good. I don't want some random guy blowing out the tires, but that is pretty much it. We have the vehicle fully set up, so now we're really ready for anything in a public lobby. But with that, the final thing I want to do in today's episode, we will end it a little bit early, is I'm going to collect the money here from the wall safe, and then I'm going to show you how the selling process works for the actual goods in the nightclub. So we're going to collect our first 50 grand from the nightclub. There you go, easy as that. We're getting that every single in-game day, just so long as our popularity is maxed out. Let's now head over here to the nightclub computer, and in it, we're going to be able to access the warehouse by going over to sell goods. And as you can see, when our warehouse technicians bring back goods for us, they will fill up here. And then whenever we are ready, we could sell all goods. Now you could sell them in different batches that give you a certain bonus, but I find it's not worth it whatsoever. Just wait to sell all goods altogether from, like I said, the $500,000 to $1 million range. Now, if you really want to maximize your money with the selling process, Tony does take a 10% cut for each sale, up to $100,000, which means that any money you make after a $1 million sale or $1 million, he or his cut will be maxed out. So whether you sell the product for $1 million or whether you sell all $2 million worth of product, the cut will still be 100 grand. So if you really want to squeeze out extra money, you could wait until you have over $1 million worth of goods. But I find just a more efficient and easy way to go about it is to sell at about 500 to $1 million. So completely up to you, but that is how everything works. And the final thing I guess I'll mention is if you buy the staff upgrade, it decreases or it slows down the rate at which your nightclub popularity decreases. So it allows you to make more money with the nightclub wall safe in the end. But that is all. I think today was a great episode. We got multiple things checked off the GTA Online checklist. We got the nightclub checked off, which is good. We got the MC Clubhouse checked off and a couple of the MC businesses. And I think we are set up to make great money here in the future. Now, going forward, we may have only 1 episode a week or maybe 2 episodes a week here and there instead of 2 to 3. And that's just because it takes longer for me to build up enough money to buy the things we are buying because we are further progressed in the game. At the beginning, it was easy. Now it takes longer. So that is essentially the simple explanation. But with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, please drop a like. If you are new, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.